The news and views expressed herein are the sole property of Kenosha Today. Certain portions of this program may be unsuitable for children, sensitive adults, small animals, and the general public. Viewer discretion is advised. So what do you think, Uncle Scottie?
Rock and roll. I think. There we go.
And here we
Good
are.
afternoon, everybody. This is Uncle Scottie Barter, along with my personal caregiver, Elmo the Insane Schneider, and we are your wartime TV hosts, and we welcome you to the March 31st edition of the all-new Kenosha Today Daily Update.
Celebrating the end of alternative side parking. Alternate side
President
parking.
Elmo, thank you for your leadership. You bring an all-new meaning to social distancing. We'll get into that.
Yeah. Physical distancing.
Physical, yeah. Again, we are coming to you live and local this afternoon from the Barter Manor studio, which we are calling home for at least until April 24th, maybe beyond. And apparently we have been considered essential people as declared by non-essential people. So you try to figure it out because we certainly have no clue here. We are streaming live across the cool and damp cornfields of the Midwest, along with streaming live to the entire planet, Elmo. That's impressive.
And out in outer space as well.
That's where we've been
That's
most of the time in the last 24 years.
That's where most of our viewers are. They're not of this planet.
At any rate, we are brought to you this afternoon by Barter's Financial Planning Services, the Union Park Tavern, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. And one of the items that you see is our new phone number, 262. You should see it on the screen there. 597-3020.
Where's my
phone?
cursor? No,
Where's the cursor?
That's
There it is. 262-597-3020. We'll take your calls. If you have a question, a comment.
Insult.
Now look at the calls flooding in. Elmo and myself continue to stay committed to the Kenosha area and bring you true meaning to the term live and local. Bringing you the most up-to-date news, weather, whatever sports there is,
Sports.
and entertainment. And if you want to watch the replay of this nonsense, you no longer have to wait for a specific day or time. You just simply go to YouTube at any time you want, and you can see not only the replay of this show, but all the ones that we've done, even back in the radio show, right?
That's right.
And except if this one, you have to give it to maybe 5 or 6 o'clock because
For the
this
live
show,
one, right?
yeah. Everybody can now sign up with the thousands of fans who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation and liked us on Facebook. Elmo, it's 39 degrees here in the Kenosha Today Nation. Stock market is off, down by about 170 points. And Toilet Paper Tuesday starts now.
Oh, boy.
We're going to do that. Hey, you know what? I was just thinking this morning when I started thinking, our 24th anniversary is April 6th, and I think we better make it this Saturday and get Spider in here.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
I'd rather do it this Saturday than wait because then it's kind of after the thought. So I got to.
Sure, he's not out applying some exterior latex
staining a fence
to Mrs. Spider there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do on 10 o'clock on Saturdays. Have our anniversary show, and some news. We'll start with some local stuff. County Exec Jim Cruiser is encouraging people to stick to Governor Tony the Tiger's safer at home in order, so that we don't spread the COVID-19 virus. And there are some, we're trying to follow these social distancing guidelines. And I don't know if people think that this is working or if it's going to work. I think in places like New York City, California,
Well,
I think they're going to need to.
You're on the subway. They cram people right next to each other on there, and there's no way to get around it. If you live on top of each other, that's the way it is.
Somebody heck and cough on you. No wonder they got
Right.
problems and all that. But if you think that social distancing is working here, because we don't have that many problems, I'll get into in Kenosha.
Well, look at the trolley. You got nobody on it. You'd be safer than hell on that thing.
I think Kenosha County, according to this, reported only 36 positive cases.
37, I said.
Well, made up today. This was this morning. And with no deaths. The only thing dying is this show.
That's
But statewide, yesterday afternoon showed 1,221 positive cases with 14 deaths. And that's according to the State Department of Health. And if you go back and look at those statistics, most of them are older people.
right.
I mean, some of the things...
Something else would have killed them anyway, so that's it. So.
I got an article up, this is later on in here. The people in Africa or some remote country, they said, "Well, you got the virus. Good. I won't have to die from starving." There's some good news there. Kenosha County administration business is closed to the public, but they still have services available by phone, and so the administration building is closed. The county clerk, the treasurer, the register of deeds remain online, or you can call them by phone. Mm-hmm. And now here's a kicker, Elmo. You better write this down. If you want to get a marriage license, you got to make an appointment.
Uh-oh. You still need a blood test for that? Remember those days we had to get a blood test?
You know, that's a good question. That's true. I had a couple, this is years ago, they couldn't afford the $5 for the blood test, so that marriage didn't start out on a real financial...
Limit the spread of social diseases.
Don't get married. That'll dry that face up.
How stupid was that? That's about the least likely people to have something like that are the ones that are getting married, don't you?
You know, I got married in 1974. I don't recall having to do that then.
No, I think the late 60s or early 70s, they waived that. They waived that thing.
But I thought it was because of HIV, and I thought that was later on.
No. It was the...
you know, usually when they if you had to give blood, it was your ex-wife that just waited till the end, to the divorce, to suck it all out.
That's right.
So
hey, anyway. Swinging bachelor is tired of the constant drip, drip, drip of gonorrhea? Okay.
And if you mentioned this, all court proceedings are shifting to online next week, except for jury trials are being put off till after May 22nd. Teleconference.
Yeah, put Zoom on your computer if you're up on some charges.
Like I said, this online streaming may bring a whole new way people operate, from courts to teachings to business like this. And they're finding out that, hey, we don't actually physically have to go someplace and have that cost. We can just sit up here. We can be stupid here just like, at any time. So it might be a wave of the future. Kenosha announced that they're going to only have 10 polling places open on April 7th, which is a week from today, right? Yeah. April 7th, Election Day. And the polling places are the Civil War Museum, Journey Church on 75th Street, Kenosha Bible Church, Kenosha County Job Center, Public Museum. Now, this is what you have the Civil War Museum. Did I read that? And now, right next to it, 100 feet away, you got the regular museum. First Avenue, same address, 5,400 feet. What sense does that make? Put another polling place.
They have enough volunteers.
Well, we were going to adhere to Governor Evers' suggestion that all voting was going to be by mail. And so for you gals that are now, you can't vote because it's all mail.
It's all mail voting, right. I think you should open a polling place in your garage, but you need the code to be able to get in and vote.
Well, everybody in town's got that. Anyway, the Lincoln Park, whatever center that is on 18th Avenue, the Moose Lodge, which has been closed, the North Side Library, and then the South Side, so I get that. And I think it's too late now to get yourself a absentee ballot, but if you want to go vote, there's your 10 places. That's your 10 opportunities. Now, I don't know if anybody cares about paying their water bill. I mean, they're not going to shut your water off, but...
No, they just add it on the tax bill.
That's right. If you go so much...
they never shut your water off.
Yeah. I don't know, probably a law, but it goes on your tax bill.
Nope. You can't deny people water. It just goes on the property tax bill.
Which brings up a good topic. When this all started maybe 2 weeks ago, you'd see people in the grocery stores just lining up with stacks and stacks of bottled water. You know.
Well, I can see if you're in the county and have a
well,
bad
maybe,
well or
yeah.
something like that, maybe you need it. But for people living in the city, it doesn't make any sense.
Unless.
Well, no, they're lemmings, like I said before. People say on television, "Go buy bottled water."
Yeah.
I am an idiot. I must go buy bottled water and toilet paper, or else I will die.
You done?
Yeah.
But you know what? Unless they change things, I thought we still had a lake about 10 miles to the east.
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right?
We have the best water in the world.
We
here.
do. We have the best water purifying thing, and so does Pleasant Prairie. So if you want to waste your money,
Thank you, O. Fred Nelson and Ed St. Peter.
That's
I
right.
must say that. Yep.
and of course the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has said people can continue to use and drink water from their tap as usual. Well, boy,
It's loaded with chlorine. What do you want?
I'll alert the media, Elmo. Now, for those that want to find out about your checks for this virus economic relief, there's a place you can go on. In fact, you can just type in stimulus check calculator because it's very simple. And the first question is, have you filed your 2019 taxes? And if it's yes, you hit that naturally. Filing status, and how many kids, and then your adjusted gross income, and then it'll tell you how much you expect to receive.
I already got a check from the government. It bounced.
Oh, I got another story here I got to tell you about that. Generally, if you're earning less than a single person earning less than $75,000, you'll get $1,200, and if you're married earning less than $150,000, you get $2,400 and $500 per child. I thought we should have done our best, Elmo, to pump out a couple kids here before the end of the year.
I'm trying.
You're not practicing social distancing. Drinking a bottle of bourbon with K-Dog in the middle at night is not, that's just
It was
not-
brandy.
Oh, brandy, okay. Pardon me. So, but if you haven't filed...
And we had 2 bottles.
Oh, thank you for correcting.
We were each using our own separate bottle.
Well, there you go. Then you're doing your part. Thank you for your leadership. I said that.
Speaking of leadership, you know what I did is chairman of the board of directors and chief executive officer of Elmo Industries. I have agreed to ramp up production of our vital machine, the Fartivator.
Well, there's something we can get behind.
That's right.
Or maybe we don't want to get behind it directly. And explain to the good folks and those that are sitting here asking a stupid question.
The Fartilator.
What is this about?
The Fartilator, I'm really not sure what it is. It just came into my mind, so that's all. But we're ramping up production.
We got to have your mind being occupied a little more than this, because this is what happens. But at any rate, if you haven't filed your 2019 taxes and you think you're going to file an extension, don't plan on getting your stimulus check anytime soon. You got to file something, more than an extension. So, at any rate, apparently the government's going to start issuing checks as soon as April 6th, which is next Tuesday. No, next Monday.
Boing, boing.
Yeah, I don't know where we're getting all this money. I seriously don't. But and then on top of that, I just find out this morning that if you're considered self-employed or an S corp, you can now apply for the first time for unemployment benefits. I didn't make up the rules. I'm just playing by the game, and Governor Evers has suggested that.
Yeah, then they're going to come check your mattress out to see how much cash you got stuck in that. Okay. Self-employed? All right. Let's see how much you're actually making versus what you declare on your taxes.
The Wisconsin Department of Workforce last week had 1.5 million calls to their unemployment place. And the best thing to do is go online, if you fall into that category, and apply online. It takes about an hour. I did it this morning just to see if this is going to work, and I will get a yay or nay, hopefully tomorrow. But I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this money is coming from the federal stimulus that they're giving to the states, right? It's not coming...
Right,
yeah.
right. The states just administer it, like
Right.
a lot of other programs.
And so if I just talked to a client before we came on here, he's from Illinois, and is considered self-employed with an S corp. And I said, why don't you take a shot at it? Because
Oh, we have a call.
well, tell me, ready?
I got it here. Okay.
We're gonna get this.
What's up, my bitches?
Hey, you're on
Spider.
Kenosha.
Hey, as long as I got you,
Yeah.
we just decided that Saturday is going to be our 24th anniversary. Can you join us?
I think so. Let me see. I don't think there's
Wait a minute.
anything going on.
Make up your own mind here. You don't have to turn around and ask the missus. You know, you have a pair.
No.
You have a.
He might be staining a fence. Come on.
You have a pair. Use them. Are you okay?
Actually, I'm on a mission. I'm cleaning out my man cave, and I don't know. Yeah, so I might have to take a dump run. So
A dump run?
Well, thanks for sharing that with our millions of listeners.
to the dump.
We are going to start at 10, so if you can make it, confirm
Okay.
and make up your own mind, okay? Show some leadership. Show some leadership ability.
All right.
Ron, if you're out running around, pick me up a bottle of Goldschlager while you're out there. How about, okay.
Yeah, I figured I'd give a call for the line on it.
That's that boy.
That's good.
So how's
Make sure this thing
your
works.
social distancing working with the missus?
Yeah, not bad. She only has one black eye. Oh,
She only had one what?
black eye.
One black eye.
Oh, well, the day's not over. It's only 2:15. So, well, you know, I have an extra room here if things don't work out. Not for you, for your wife.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell her.
Tell her Elmo's going to be here, guarding and protecting. Yeah,
With gold.
with Goldschlager, yeah. So, all right, well, get back to me about Saturday. We'll have a good time.
I'll let you know.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Talk to you later.
Yep, thanks.
Bye.
He calls us bitches. What kind of nonsense is that?
He's just seeing if he can get away with it on the radio. That's it.
Well, so far he has. We're getting back to the unemployment claims. You still have to, once you apply and get all your information in the system, then you have to apply on Sunday to get a check from the previous week. You know what? They didn't ask how much you're going to make. They asked how long you've been in business. So we're going to see how the policing of that is going to work. And you know, we're not out to screw anybody, especially the government, right, Elmo?
Well, they screw us all the time. Why not get,
Well, we're going to get through this together, and I'm going to, using their money, be better off. So.
as you give, so shall you receive.
Yeah,
That's
there you go. So anyway, Evers is moving forward with equipment purchase, and for $700, he's asking for a Democratic governor is asking the GOP lawmakers for $700 million in funding. Oh, sure, that ought to be right up there at the top.
Fartilators. We're selling them fartilators.
What is this here? Oh, the final stimulus. I just talked about that. Oh, on unemployment, it used to be you would get the maximum weekly benefit was $370, and the most you could get it was for 26 weeks. Apparently, again, this is the first time I wrote down 30. I think they're going to extend it for 32 weeks, and because it's federal stimulus, which is supposed to be $600. So when you start getting your checks, I'd cash them right away, before they change their minds. What is this? So the Washington Post is reporting that the U.S. Centers of Disease and Control, the CDC, is urging Americans to cover their faces in public to protect themselves. And I'm thinking that I heard that President Trump might make this an order if he can do that. But all right, the next question is, where are we going to get these masks? I mean, instead, they want Americans to use cloth coverings instead of surgical and N95 masks, which are being used in the hospitals. So the fair question is, I can see some real price gouging coming along with this. And besides, where are you going to find all these? I mean, people do have to go to the bank, and they have to go maybe to your liquor store or to the grocery store. Other than that, they're saying, and I did see a number of families out and about, all these snot-nosed little kids walking around, and some of them had masks and some of them didn't. And apparently the kids are kind of not getting in this. They haven't had one death of a kid that's under 13.
Yes, they did. And they had an infant in Chicago, but
Okay.
they're probably compromised in some way anyway. So, or at least the infant it didn't say what killed the kid, but it tested positive for this. Could have been something else altogether.
Lead poisoning. And then CNN anchor Chris Como was diagnosed. Fredo. I never heard him called that, but he's got a.
Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't hear that? The whole thing. God, some guy in a restaurant called him that. He went off on him. He was going to go get a gun and kill him and stuff like that. He was okay.
Anyway, he's got he's been diagnosed with the COVID-19, and so he's an anchor on CNN at 9 p.m.
That shows you the quality of that network. The guy sucks, man.
Prime time. Anyway, he's coming. He's going to be broadcasting from his home, just like this, from his basement, apparently.
You should keep him there.
He
lock the door and throw away the key.
Well, to show you how his mind was thinking, because his brother, the governor Cuomo, was on today saying he takes his mother and brings her over to his house. Well, he's been diagnosed with this disease. How goofy is that? But like you said, it is CNN. And then here there's a picture of spraying his car. And he's been exposed to people in recent days who have, again, subsequently tested positive. He had fevers, chills, shortness of breath. He doesn't look like he's that old. He might be 50, maybe, huh? I know his brother is 62, so maybe he's... his brother tells a story of Chris Como went to law school because his dad wanted him
Mario the Pious.
Yeah, wanted him to be a lawyer, and he says, after he gets his law degree, and he signed up with some big fancy law firm in New York. He says, I don't want to do this. I want to be a journalist. And his father was really upset.
What's the difference?
And a boy, Elmo.
Journalist, lawyer, politician. They just go around in circles. They leave one job and they move to the next, and they all are liars.
Well, that's what they said. How can you tell when a politician is lying?
His mouth is open.
His lips are moving. Yeah, there you go. Now, this is a guy out of Illinois. He had connections in China, so he knows how to locate these, not respirators.
The fertilators?
No. It was the delivering pumps and that's his normal job. So he goes and gets all of these things. Ventilators, that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, fertilizer, that's what I said.
So he knew how to locate it through his connections in China, ship them, and to pay for them. And so the state of Illinois issues him a check for $12.9 million.
That works.
Unfortunately, it didn't, because he goes to the bank and they sat on it for over a week. They wouldn't cash it. They didn't know how.
Well, Illinois doesn't have any money. That's the problem. They're holding all the checks down there. So
they're blaming.
That's why.
Okay, they're blaming in this article. They're blaming the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
That they didn't know how to cash this check. And now it makes a little more sense, because
they didn't know. They didn't have
the money.
The bank will hold it until they have the money in there to actually fund the check.
Here it says the money was good because the bank had called them and they said, yeah, the money was there, but they didn't know how to cash a $12 million check. And so...
How about deposit it in your account? Isn't that what they do?
Generally, that's what they do. Remember, this was years ago when Lee Iacocca borrowed all that money from the government, and it was a loan, and he decided to pay it back. I think it was a 3-year loan, and he decided to pay it back after a little over a year. And so he writes this huge check to the government. Same thing, they didn't know how to cash it. But
who cashes a check anymore? You deposit it in your account. I used to have to deal with that all the time. There's a thing called a wire transfer that kind of alleviates that problem.
But like you said, this is the state of Illinois, and they could have wire transferred that.
Yeah, but the money goes right out of your account. If you send them a check, you got a few days to work the float at the time the check is in the mail. So
those days are. You talk about if you had to put your money down on a house or a loan, you always had that 3-day float, so to speak, right?
Right.
So you could write a check that you knew was due in 3 days.
I was one of the guys that got rid of that, the good funds law in Wisconsin. So the mortgage companies used to do that. They would send us a check from a bank in Montana or something like that, knowing it would take 5 days for the check to clear, and
or just the mail to get it here.
Well, no, from the time we deposited in our bank.
Oh, okay.
And by the time it went through the clearinghouse and got back to the bank, it would be 5 days sometime. In the meantime, I'm passing out checks from the closing on a piece of real estate.
money you don't
and
have.
they're being cashed, and the money ain't in the bank. So me and one of the top real estate attorneys in the country, Bush Nielsen, got together when I was with the Wisconsin Land Title Association, and we got, they call it the Good Funds Law, is that you have to wire the money into our account, and or if you send us a check, it has to be collected before we will perform the closing.
You know, the thing was, the banks were making money because let's just use $100 grand. Well, that money's in their account and they're earning whatever interest.
Right now interest rates are like zero, but this back it's 13. It was 13%. So
a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. They're making the money off the float. So,
well, Elmo, I think we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back with some weather, and then we have some other goodies to beat some people up with.
Goodies.
All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Got a text. Our audio and video are off.
That happened.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it.
And now you're pausing and no audio.
Did you? Whoop.
Buttons there, and we were playing music, and see, at least now our microphones are working.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know what the problem is there, but we'll work it
Well,
out.
we got to feed the mice on those little cylinders downstairs. Once again, very good afternoon to everybody. This is Uncle Scottie Barter, and along with my personal caregiver, Elmo the Insane Schneider, and we welcome you to our Kenosha Today Daily Update, which we plan to stream live every afternoon at 2 p.m. It is 25 minutes after 2 here in the Kenosha Today Nation, bringing you the best in news, weather, sports, and entertainment. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. We are brought to you by our major sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, the Union Park Tavern, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. And we invite you to give us a call. Is our phone line still working? There's the number.
Yep.
Anyway, 262-597-3020. And today's radar weather is sponsored by Capo Web Design, which is a locally owned web design and development business here in Kenosha, specializing in website design, development, maintenance, site services, and support, who actually designed and is currently developing our site, KenoshaToday.com. For more information, you can visit www.capowebdesign.com. And from the Barter Manor Weather Deck,
It was rather drizzly when I was
it
outside.
drizzly?
Yep.
Today's high is only expected to get to 39 degrees. Then it'll dip down tomorrow. Even at tonight, the high is only going to be upper 30s. Tomorrow, only a 10% chance of precipitation, but supposed to be sunshine, a high of 45. And up until Thursday, as we get into the latter part of the week, 46 is a high. Again, sunshine. And then the weekend, as we get to Saturday, looks like it's going to be a lot of rain and precipitation.
Yep, like last week.
But at any rate, that's the, you have it there, folks, directly from the Kenosha City Weather Deck here at Barter Manor, the most up-to-date and the most complete weather report anywhere on the planet. Hey, I was watching some of these news people on television, and you were telling me when they do the weather and they're pointing to all his maps,
Yep.
it's just a green screen.
Yeah, they call it a green screen, and I can do that with this program. We can tell it to ignore that color, and you can put whatever you want.
Oh, I like this background.
Well, we could put a green screen up there, and I can put a picture or a movie of dogs copulating and stuff like that behind us and things like that if you really wanted to.
Why did I bring this up? I have no. You know what? That's way more information.
We can put whatever you want back there.
We'll just
It
leave
just
the
doesn't
bricks.
need a weather map. We can put anything back there. So,
But they must be looking at a monitor so they know
Yeah, that's
where they're
what-
putting.
yeah.
That one gal that would drive me nuts.
can't stand up straight.
Yes, she
and-
can't stand up
and-
straight.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
had pumped out about 4 kids from one of those Milwaukee stations.
Yep.
At any rate, this is from, where the heck is this from? New Jersey. Now, the governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, had closed all the gun shops.
Illegal.
Well, now he's...
Well, most of the stuff they're doing now is illegal anyway, but they don't care.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he is now reopened them because he got sued by at least 3 gun rights organizations who filed lawsuits to force the state of New Jersey to open up their gun thing. And, you just never know when you have to shoot a virus with a 45.
That's right.
So, I mean, I'm not so sure having guns...
Well, unless that virus is breaking into your house.
Yeah. He's lying there with a couple 45s in his chest. He's got the virus too. You just put a toe tag on him.
That's
He's got
right.
virus, and you save everybody a lot of paperwork. Sam's Club the other day, gas at $1.39 a gallon, and I'm honest to God, I never saw it see the day where a price of a gallon of gas would be less than it cost me for a box gallon of wine. Follow me?
You mean a tank of gas?
Yeah. What's this one? Oh, this is the story about...
Gas is cheaper than bottled water right now.
Yeah. This is in Zimbabwe. Is that a pronunciation?
Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Where they're getting hit by the virus, and he says, okay, you got the virus, but you won't have to starve to death. You're going to die in
Yeah.
Makes perfect
We
sense.
got good news and bad news.
Yeah. You got the virus. The good news, you won't starve to death. In Madison, they braced for a $100 million loss because of this pandemic. And when I saw
They spend too much anyway.
here's what I got. UW-Madison anticipates $100 million loss because of the virus, and it's thrown its campus into chaos. Dorms are empty. This is Madison, if I recall. Madison, they didn't call it Madtown for nothing, right?
Yeah, but the whole thing, they're not a private entity. What do you mean you're going to lose that much money? They're funded by the taxpayers and by tuition. You're not a private entity. So shut your gob.
Easy.